Good morning. It is day 17 of harvest. First up, I am hauling a load of corn. I have 4 loads that are due by Saturday, and today is Thursday, I think. Yep, Thursday.
There we go.
Kent Family Farms.
I got it.
Thank you. Okay, 15.6 on the moisture. A little bit higher than they like it here, but that's okay. Because of the stuff that's going into the bin, that'll be good for it. Vomitoxin 1.1. So we've had a couple ones. While we're shelling corn close to the shop, JD is going to take advantage of using that time to replace this poly skid plate on the bottom of the bean header. As you can see, it's pretty worn out. I think I saw the combine running out there. I had bills to pay, so the bills got paid. Now I'm going to go see what's up. So George and Greg got to rolling on shelling corn. Luckily, we're here at the shop, so it's really easy that we're close by, and I helped assist JD in putting this on. Our major complaint is that our bean header is bent up and it's old, and so it's really hard to get these skid plates to fit on perfectly because there's no real wiggle room on them, but I got the new plate installed. I really only assisted in helping JD get it lined up. He's the one who had to put all these rivets in and take all the rivets out, which seems like a really unenjoyable task. Okay, Colin just called and asked if he could take the 8110 over to the school because tomorrow they're having all the kindergartners out for like a field day with the FFA. Now I need to make sure it's not hooked up to anything, and I need to make sure that it's not clean. It needs to be clean. If the kindergartners are going to see it, it needs to be clean. Okay, it's not the absolute cleanest thing you've ever seen, but it's not dirty either. It could use a little wipe off from the dust, but it'll work. It's really nice when you're hauling out and drying corn here at the shop because you can see exactly what's going on in the field, and you can decide if you think you have time to run an unload cycle or not. It takes 9.5 minutes to unload a batch of corn out of here. So basically, if you think you're going to have 9.5 minutes until you need to get that next truck, you might as well run some out of it. But if you don't want to have to sit around waiting for 9.5 minutes to unload the next truck because then everyone's waiting on you. Climbing up the bin to see how much room we have in this northeast bin. It holds like 15,000 bushels, and I have lunch now, apparently. In our 2 bins that will feed into the dryer, you get this really loud beeping when these bins are full. Okay, so we've run out of space in the dryer, above the dryer, so now we're dumping into the wet bin. I'm just gonna put little check marks for the space available so that I can keep track of how much room we have in there. And then once we have that filled up, these things filled up, we're gonna have to switch to bees because nowhere for it to go. And we can't dry it while we're dumping it because it's coming in so quickly. Which is a good problem to have, but an annoying problem because we can't keep up. Okay, this video is to show you the deer that were running through this field, but these fans are so loud. That's why it's annoying when you're the person at the grain setup, because you just have to hear this loud, constant noises the whole day. Okay, we have 2 more loads that we can fill, and then we are fully stuffed. Can't do anything until we start drying. So might switch to beans. Not sure if they're gonna be fit or not. I have to take Ethel to the vet. She's not doing great. Something's up. I don't know. Need to take her in. And I will swing by a bean field and see if those seem like they're gonna be fit. Okay, we left the vet with all of the medications. Ethel's fine. I don't want to worry you guys, but also my carpet's not fine. Her stomach, not fine. But we're switching over to beans. Okay, I am taking the grain cart over to the soybean field that we were last at. I have not heard yet if it is fit yet. Well, I'm sure the ground's fit, but not sure if the beans are dry enough yet. But either way, we're filled up with wet corn, so we can't do anything else anyway. So we might as well go over and give her a whirl. If you're wondering why the fields are littered in a green hue, those are from the beans that did not make it into the combine last time. So we started this harvest on September 20th, and we did not finish this field until October 10th. So those are just volunteer beans growing in the field. All of our neighbors have it. It's just something that happens when you can't get every bean picked up, unfortunately. It's gonna be the best field meal I have all year. We have a sandwich, and then we have green beans, and then I think these are cheesy potatoes. Yummy. Heck yeah. Thank you, add credit. I was talking to my dad this morning, and I was just like, I'm not feeling good right now. We're on day 17 of harvest. We've burnt up the motor. We've had to get a new solenoid thingy for the 82. We've replaced like the little skid plate things on the combine, and some fingers and some guards, but like nothing catastrophic has happened. We haven't spilled any corn or beans. It feels suspicious. It feels like something really bad's right around the corner, because with our track record, with our history, we're about due for something really bad to happen. And it hasn't happened yet. So I want to know your guesses. What do you think it's going to be? I mean, it could have been the death situation that hypothetically did or did not happen. I mean, perhaps it's the universe being like, oh, prices are so bad. Like, the bad thing will just be that you're, like, not making any money or something. But that doesn't feel right. Like, I had a $65,000 transmission repair. Like last spring, we had to dump all that corn in this field that we were at actually last year, with the combine. Like, it just, I don't know, we're due for something bad, but maybe it's just the state of farming is bad. So this is the universe being like, we'll look at you this break. Here, and it says that the leg is running. The leg is not running. I have the dryer auto unload was on. I just clicked it off, so I was gonna start running the pit, and it showed the default, like a fault code on the dryer. So I thought that I forgot to hit the auto dry unload off, but we have something way more suspicious going on because the leg is not running. So let's look in here. Now, so the breaker went off. So let's try it on. Okay, and it's not going. What the heck? Okay, lots and lots of corn. Okay, so the legs, I did not hit the top fill thing. I did not hit the top fill thing, and I switched it to the big bin. That's what I did. I dang it. Okay. Shoot. I know. Okay. So when I come in here and I switch it to the big bin, you have to do this freaking button. Ugh. Why do I always forget that? The big bin's different from all the other bins. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Ugh. Now the sun was setting quickly, the beans were about to get tough, so I just came back to help get things shut down on the bean field for the day and then unplug the pit after we're done there. So pulled open the slide, let corn run out, shoveled a bunch out of it so that that corn that's all blocked up in the leg. So basically the corn was trying to go up the leg and then into the big bin, but it can't go there if you don't have the switch on that augers it or conveyors it over to the big bin. So basically corn just kept getting pumped into the leg with nowhere to go, so it plugged it up, which is very hard on the leg. Could have burnt up some belts, could have done some real damage. But I kept shoveling and just freeing up space in that leg to clear all that corn out. And eventually the leg started running, which is great. And then I had to take my shovel and shovel all of this corn into the pit. It's actually really convenient that you're kind of located in the spot you need to put it in. So just shoveled until I could have enough room to put the slide in on the leg so that corn didn't just keep falling out of it. Down here at the bottom of the leg. And it took me, I think, just under 10 minutes to do all of the shoveling, which was a great workout to end the day, but a silly workout. And you'd think that by doing all this physical labor to pick this all up, I would remember to not do this again in the future, but it seems like I do this once a season. But to prevent this from happening in the future, I wrote on the big bin distributor that I need to hit the conveyor button so that I visually see it when I switch over to that bin. And hopefully that will help me in the future. And I'm just glad that I got away with this without any big noticeable damage to the system that we know of right now. And now that that's all picked up, we are dumping the last soybean truck, and it's raining soybeans. No, this bin is not full and spilling out. There's a leak somewhere. Okay, and we have the dryer drying out for the night, and that is a wrap on day 17. Okay, this is the Zoe that's editing this video. What a great ending. Day set. I fumble my words and then I just don't try it again. I must have said, okay, that we're gonna get what we get. So I guess that was the end of day 17.